Tonight's game is produced by the IH Sports Network. No part of the audio or video from tonight's game may be redistributed or retransmitted without the express written consent of the IH Sports Network and Liberty Press Incorporated. The IH Sports Network's first commitment is to the student athletes of our community, their families, and their coaches. Find us online at ihsports.net.
High school football is on the air. The Oneida Indians, the Scott Highlanders, with Tim Smith, Rick Keaton, and their entire broadcast teams. This is Tennessee's most complete high school football coverage.
Sponsored by United Cumberland Bank, Scenic Foods, El Rey, Ray's Axe, South Fork Physical Therapy, Lumber King, Potter's Ace Hardware, Salvage LLC, and by title sponsor, First National Bank.
Produced by the IH Sports Network, Friday Night Football begins now.
Good evening. Welcome to Sequoia High School. It is game number 9 for the Oneida Indians this season, and they're getting set to take on the Sequoia Chiefs in a very important game. As the Oneida trying to be in the lead for the region, and they control their own destiny. For Oneida, they have 2 wins to get them a region championship. So tonight, it's an important game against the Sequoia Chiefs. Next week, it will be the Coalfield Yellow Jackets. So the task increases in difficulty 1 week from tonight as they get set to square off in that. Tim Smith with you for the play-by-play, by the way.
Matthews. Yeah, I think this is a big game tonight, John, as we all well know, and the Indians has got to win tonight to keep that chance of them winning the region championship alive and going into next week against a big game against Coalfield.
Yeah, and out of all 3 schools that are in the running for the region championship, Oneida's in the best of shape of all 3 of them because they have it in front of them to do. You win out, then you have the region championship. So out of all 3 schools, Oneida is set up nice. You just got to take care of business the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like we said, it's easy to say, but there are some very important games to play, quarters to play here, and it all starts tonight. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't get tonight. And so that's where it all begins, is here in Madisonville, trying to get a win against this much bigger school on senior night, but it's a school that's had its struggles in football.
And it's a much improved football team. They've changed coaches mid-season, and they're playing a whole lot better than they have the first part of the season. They've had some rough times here at Sequoia, and they wouldn't, want anything more than to get a victory over the Indians tonight, John.
Absolutely, and like I said, Oneida just needs to come in, keep everything in front of them, and starts tonight. Starts with taking care of business tonight, and what more can you ask for? It's just an opportunity, and this team has played itself into this position. They need to take advantage of it.
So as the Indians come in with a 6-2 record, I don't know how many people actually, Mark, would have had the Indians in this spot. 6 wins with 2 games to go. I certainly will be the first one to raise my hand and admit and say this is not what I thought was going to happen, and I'm very pleased.
Oh, absolutely. And going into last week, that Monterey win. I mean, who going into that last ball game? Monterey had been playing great football, and the Indians had been playing some good football, but had a little bit of struggles from time to time. And I don't think anybody gave us a chance really against Monterey. We came out, played very well against Monterey, jumped on them quick, and defensively played great, and put ourselves in a really good situation.
It's a team in Oneida, from what I've seen, guys, that's gotten better week in and week out. They started off the year, and I think the coaching staff and anybody that watched this Oneida team, they were struggling in a few areas. Ball security, turnovers, they were killing this team.
Yeah.
Penalties. unforced errors, but those things started getting cleaned up. This coaching staff, which had been I don't want to say thrown together, but put together, just a few months before, and this team, it was a new coaching staff, a brand new season, and it all started gelling about week 3 or 4. Those turnovers haven't been happening. The penalties haven't been happening. They've been putting themselves in better positions. Field position in itself. Last week, I think field position played into the game mightily with our punt team, keeping the field to our advantage. Just little things like that. Penalties at the wrong time. You can have penalties, but sometimes they're killers. And we've cleaned those things up. We've taken care of our business. And last week it all came together.
And the biggest thing, we didn't have any turnovers.
Yeah.
That was huge. And that's something we'd been coming into that ball game almost 4 a game. We'd been averaging. We got rid of all those things, and you see those great things happen when you take care of the football and you don't have all of those costly penalties. And we played probably our most and I knew going in that we would need to play our most complete game of the season last week, and that's what we did. We come in and played our most complete game last week against Monterey just in the nick of time, because that was probably the what they said coming in was the class of the region, and them coming off of a big win beating Rockwood like they did. And the Indians come in there and got the win and put ourselves in perfect position to win this thing.
And folks, we'll just let you know we are in a little bit of a tough spot. As you can see, we kind of got on late this evening, but right beside a big speaker that we can hear very clearly and loudly, but we cannot.
Probably can too at home.
Yeah, but we can't detect each other very well, so we apologize for being just a bit discombobulated, but we'll put that aside and just focus on the game and getting that to you here. And, things are taking place right now, so just prepare for Oneida and Sequoia, and Mark's going to get you prepared for Oneida and Sequoia by telling you about the Chiefs on a more detailed scout when we return, as you listen to Oneida and Sequoia on the IH Sports Network.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC. Life is about choices. When it comes to your internet service provider, you've got a choice: Telepage. Telepage is internet service provided by local people you know and trust. Different service plans are available, tailored to provide speeds that fit your everyday needs. Telepage now offers fiber internet in select areas, with plans starting as low as $45.41 per month. Speeds up to 1 gig are available. Call 423-569-8595 for more information. That's Telepage, located at 258 South Main Street in Oneida. Visit telepage.net.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday, or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative, and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC. $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
Welcome back to Sequoia High School. The Chiefs on their senior night hosting the Oneida Indians in a very important game for Oneida. And for Sequoia, they're looking to break a streak, Mark. This Sequoia team you mentioned, they've had their struggles. You have mentioned they've upped their play some this year, but they do come in tonight. The last win that the Sequoia Chiefs had in football was in September 21st of 2018. So it's been some struggles.
Yeah, and you got the
John L's got those.
John L's got the stats on that.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, and that's been 31 games ago, so they've dropped 31 in a row here at Sequoia, and that's tough. And I think maybe even tonight might be their final game of the season, if I heard someone correct. I don't hold me to that, but what a way they would like to go out as far as getting a win tonight, if that was at all possible. Oneida, on the flip side, they can't look at anything in regard to this 0-31 for the last. They just got to take care of their business and not overlook anything, just knowing that they need this win tonight.
Yeah, and this is a big school. They're 4A. They've got some big kids on the line of scrimmage, across both lines of scrimmage, and they've got some playmakers on offense and defense, and they could give us problems. You see them, on game film. They throw the football some, and they like to run the quarterback. So they got some ways of giving the Indians, definitely giving the Indians problems. But if the Indians come out here and do what they've what they do, then I think we'll be okay. But we'll see, when this thing kicks off. The Sequoia Chiefs, they're 0-7, 0-4 in their region. Tellico Plains was their first game of the year. They lost 20-0. Polk County was second, 29-0. East Hamilton 70-0. Saudi Daisy 46-12. Sweetwater 50-7. East. And this is when you've seen the transition was East Ridge of coaching, what I should say. East Ridge 35-26, Chattanooga Central 35-0. They're 0-2 versus 2A teams, 0-1 versus 3A teams, 0-4 versus 4A teams. They've scored 45 points total on the year, average 6 points per game. Opponent average is 41 points per game. Offensively, they don't have a whole lot of wasn't able to get a whole lot of information on them coming into this week, so just bear with me. They like to run. What I seen was they like to run out of the shotgun a lot, spread offense. They'll get two tights, run out of that. They'll do the spread one back. They like to run the quarterback a lot. He'll go off tackle, go try to get outside on you. They've got some speed at the quarterback position, so we'll be looking for that. And the Coach Mark Martin has got them dialed up for that. On defense, they primarily run the 50. That's all I've seen them in. And I watched 2 or 3 game films on, but I've primarily seen them in the 50 defense. And then what I seen them doing is they wait. They'll get in a line right in front of the center, and they wait till the offense lines up, and then they spread their stuff out, I guess try to confuse the offensive line a little bit on who to block, and I guess that's what the object of that is. But sure. that's what they like to do. I think the Indians can run the football pretty effectively on them if we do what we need to do, and I think that we can throw the football if necessary. So.
And one thing you can do to combat that, that's dangerous for a team. And with these offenses that go so fast nowadays, if you're Oneida, you get on the ball quick and you snap it before they get to break that line, right?
Yeah, very good idea.
So I mean, and we've seen that kind of thing in all levels.
I saw a strategy though that's pretty effective against that. If you're the defense last week, sometimes you can just. Well, I mean, I don't think it's intentional that you get injured, but, sometimes you get injured, and when those injuries happen, it slows things down. That's something I observed.
13 times, only 13.
No, 27 times in the game last week. So for one of the teams.
I got a cramp right now.
All right, so we're going to take another break for our sponsors, and when we come back, playoffs. You should say that in the Jim Mora senior voice anytime you say playoffs, right? But we're going to talk about the playoffs because the Indians, number one, they're in the playoffs. And number two, we don't know if we're going to be home. We don't know if we're going to be away. We could finish in first, second, or third at this point, a lot of scenarios. And we're going to talk a little bit about what those things mean when we return. But for now, we're going to take a break for our sponsors, and we will return to Madisonville right after this.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our customers happy. If you are not completely satisfied with your checking account, come see me and find out why more Scott Countyans are choosing United Cumberland Bank. This is Tammy Strunk, new accounts representative. and I would appreciate your business. United Cumberland Bank, member FDIC, $50 minimum deposit to open. Other fees may apply. Ask us for details.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC. Odds are there's a Potter's Ace Hardware right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools and supplies to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Potter's Ace has a convenient location on Industrial Lane here in Oneida. Visit the helpful folks at Potter's Ace for all your home improvement needs. Potter's Ace, the helpful place.
Football makes people happy. At United Cumberland Bank, totally free checking makes our...
The Sequoia tonight facing the Sequoia Chiefs, the Oneida Indians on the road here, game number 9. Oneida comes in 6-2. Sequoia's 0-7. So, but let's focus on the Indians for a minute. The Indians are in a battle for the region championship. Going into last week, it was a long shot. Oneida had lost to Rockwood. It looked like Monterey was in the driver's seat. They had beaten York. They had beaten Rockwood. All they had left was to take down Oneida and take a region championship, but the Indians threw a wrench in that plan and really made things extremely difficult for Monterey and Rockwood because Oneida now controls their destiny. So it's very simple for Oneida. Everything I'm going to go over here that's going to be confusing because we still got 2 weeks to play, and that makes it even more confusing. But everything I'm going to go over, remember, if Oneida wins tonight against Sequoia, next week against Coalfield, there is no controversy. The Indians are the region champions, and then it would fall to Monterey being second, Rockwood third, and likely York in fourth. So, but if Oneida just wins one game, either tonight or next week, then in all likelihood each team is going to finish with 7 wins. And then it comes down to tiebreaker number 2. Tiebreaker number 2 is how many teams with a winning or a 500 or better record did you play? Not beat, just play.
And you have to tell everybody why this scenario has come up because of Rockwood picking up the Monday night.
Oh yeah,
game.
Well, and it's very Coach John Webb.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely shrewd,
Yeah.
and a great job. He found a team that needed a game, Oakdale. Oakdale had a player going to be suspended, and they had to serve a suspension to be able to play in the next game. So Oakdale's playing Harriman tonight. So by scheduling a game with Rockwood, it helped Oakdale on Monday because now that player can play tonight. And for Rockwood, if they win, it puts them back in the thick of the race. We thought they were going to finish 1 win short of Oneida and Monterey. The head-to-head would go to Oneida. That's what kind of how we left it at the end of last week. So now if everybody finishes with 7 wins, that's if we win one of our last 2 games and lose another one, and Monterey wins out and Rockwood wins out. Okay, so they've got to win both, and we've got to lose one. If that happens, it goes to how many teams at 500 or better did you play in the season? Well, that's still in fluid because some of the teams are playing. Some of the teams have a shot at 500. Some of the teams don't have a shot at 500. But our best guess right now, it looks like Oneida would finish with 4, maybe 5, best case scenario, teams above 500. Monterey could finish with as many as 6 teams above 500, maybe not. And Rockwood can finish with as many as 4, maybe 5 teams. So if you look at the likelihood of what could happen, it really looks like if that's the scenario, it's going to wind up being Rockwood, who winds up being the district or the region champ, Oneida finishing second, Monterey third, and then York fourth, if the Indians happen to fall in one of the next 2 weeks. But that's subject to change based on who wins where. Important games. Just know this. We're going to be monitoring these games tonight. Midway at Greenback, because Oneida needs Greenback to win that game.
Midway has found themselves in the last little bit.
They're 5-2.
Yeah, they have found something.
Yeah, they're tough.
I think they've got a running back, if I understand, that is all world.
Yep. So if Greenback loses that game, Oneida's only going to have 4 teams above 500. We're going to take a break here. They're getting ready to go to the national anthem. We're going to honor that, and we're going to take a break for our sponsors. We'll continue the pregame when we come back, including Coach Jimmy May's comments on Sequoia and his thoughts about tonight's game. You're listening to Oneida Football on the IH Sports Network.
Home improvement doesn't have to break the bank. At Salvage LLC, we have everything you need to finish your new home or to give a makeover to your existing home. From a full line of laminated and vinyl flooring to interior and exterior doors to crown molding and baseboards, start your next home project at Salvage LLC. Stop by and check out our model kitchen setup for ideas on how to take your kitchen from functional to stunning. Salvage LLC is located on Industrial Lane in Oneida. Open 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Find us online at salvagellc.net.
A responsible local bank must branch out into the community it serves. At First National Bank, we realize a community bank must be a strong partner with the community. That's why First National Bank doesn't have branches, but roots that are deeply embedded in the fundamentals and foundations set forth in the past, with a vision for fostering the potential for the future. Since 1904, First National Bank has had only one focus: you. First National Bank. Your family, your future, your bank. Member FDIC.
South Fork Physical Therapy is proud to support the Scott High Highlanders and the Oneida Indians. With offices in both Huntsville and Oneida, one of our 6 doctors of physical therapy are always close by. We regularly treat back and neck pain, general sprains and strains, vertigo or dizziness, TMJ disorders, as well as post-operative patients. We accept all insurances and flexible payment plans are available. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we strive to make your experience accessible, affordable, and enjoyable.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Welcome back to Sequoia. Tonight, the Sequoia Chiefs and the Oneida Indians getting set to square off, and we're just closing in on game time right now. And as we get ready, we want to listen to what Coach Jimmy May has to say about the Sequoia Chiefs. And Kevin talked with him first off about Sequoia's offense. So we'll take that from him right now.
Jimmy don't have much to say.
Okay, well, we don't seem to be getting that. There's the picture of him. But I'm going to blame that on Kevin. Can I blame that on Kevin?
He's not up here. Let's do it.
Yeah, we can't see what he's saying.
And he doesn't have a microphone to defend himself, so yes.
Yeah, so we're just going to say that Mark had the lowdown on Sequoia, and we'll go with that as we get set for this one here tonight. So the Indians in game number 9 of the season, of course, it is listed as game number 9. There was one game that was a COVID win over Oliver Springs, so that wasn't actually played. So it's really, as far as like playing on the field, game number 8. But it's been a progressive improvement from the Indians. And really, last week I think we saw I think we would all agree we saw the best game the Indians have put out all year.
The culmination of their work all season, and we've improved every week, John. We've improved every week, and offensively we came out and I talked to Coach May after the ball game and bantering back and forth with Coach May as we do, and I said, would you have kept throwing the football? He said, you dang right we would have kept throwing the football. We would have threw it all night if that big rain wouldn't have came in, and it absolutely poured there in the second quarter. It started, and it really started coming down. So that kind of limited us on throwing the ball, but we ran the ball pretty well. T.J. Meredith had a big night, had 100 yards rushing on 5 or 6 carries, 2 touchdowns. One of them was a 71-yarder. The other one was like 12 yards, I believe. But Connie had a balanced attack, and Rylan Duncan, they was really keying on Rylan last week because he had been the guy. Most of the leading rusher coming into the ball game, and he had been the guy. And they kind of shut him down a little bit. And that opened up T.J. Meredith with his speed, and he got one cut off to the races.
TJ's been held in check a little bit most of the year. I mean, he's complimented Duncan very well. That tandem has done very well all season long. But we've been waiting for that bust-out run.
Yeah.
And we saw it last week in the biggest of stage, really. I mean, that region championship on the line. And let me go back to that play because I went back and watched it on YouTube last week and was noting you and Tim's mistakes for the most part, trying to get that cleaned up.
Well, you had your hands full.
Yes, you did.
And we were talking about that block that was made on the edge, and I didn't see it, and we gave credit to Todd Derrick Ryan, I believe.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was McLaurin Love.
Was it McLaurin?
It was. Yeah. And not only did he catch he was responsible for both those touchdowns in a way, the long touchdown catch, and then the block on the corner that sprung him.